Hello everyone, I'm Dilsos Hatem, an English teacher at Gasha Private High School. Today I want to talk about a common challenge that many students face, and that is deciding whether just to memorize their lessons or truly understand them. In this video, I'll explain what memorization actually involves, how it works, and how understanding is different. I'll also share some effective techniques for both of them so that you can decide what works best for you. So let's first start with memorization. Memorization is basically the process of putting information into your memory so that you can pull it back out later whenever you need it. And this process, of course, is all about practicing techniques like repetition, mnemonics, association, and also visualization, or we can say imagination. We'll go over each one of these techniques in detail in a moment. But before that, it's really important to know that there are actually two types of memorization: rote memorization and also meaningful memorization. Rote memorization is when you repeat information over and over without really understanding it. This is the type that you should really avoid from, because that usually leads to quick forgetting, and also is not a good approach if you're trying to remember the information for the long term. But meaningful memorization is when you first understand the information and then memorize it. This way, the information sticks much better in your memory. So, if you want to make memorization work for you, we've got a few techniques you can try them. The first technique is mnemonics. Mnemonics are memory aids which make the information easier to remember, like using acronyms, rhymes, or short phrases. For example, if you try to remember that in the English language, the suffix s or es is pronounced as z when it follows sounds like p, t, k, f, or th, you can just make a catchy phrase like PTKFF to help you remember. This way, the information is easier to recall at any time that you want to. And another technique for memorization is association. This technique is all about connecting new information to something you already know. This is really important because when you create a link between an old concept and a new one, the new material feels more familiar to you, and at the same time, it sticks better in your mind. And the last technique for memorization is imagination, or we can say visualization. This is a really powerful technique where you convert information into mental images. For example, when you're studying the story Treasure Island, imagine yourself as one of the crew members on the ship. Picture the places, the characters, and also the events as if you're right there with them. This way, you're making the information more vivid, and at the same time, you're making it more memorable. So now, let's talk about understanding. Understanding actually is more than just knowing facts. It's about making sense of the information and also seeing the relationships between ideas. And when you understand something, you can explain it in your own words, and also you are able to use it in different situations. But there are also actually two types of understanding. We have got surface understanding and also deep understanding. Surface understanding is you know what something is, but you don't fully grasp how and why it works. But deep understanding is you know the details, including how it works, why it works, and how it connects to other things that you know. So this is the type of understanding that helps you to see the big picture and also apply what you've learned in real situations. So if you want to deepen your understanding of what you're learning, we've got a few techniques you can try them. The first technique is questioning. Asking questions is a great way to think more deeply about a topic. This is because when you question something, you're forcing yourself to look at it from different angles and perspectives. And this can then clear up any confusions that you've got and also make sure you've understood it well. The second technique for understanding or for deep understanding is self-explanation or teach back. This is when you try to explain the material to someone else or even just to yourself, but using your own words, not the exact words from the book. This is really important because teaching often clarifies the understanding, and when you can explain something simply, it usually means you've understood it well. And the last technique for understanding is practical application. This is about using what you've learned in a real-life situation. This could be doing an experiment, solving a problem, or even just finding examples in everyday life. So finally, we can say that memorization and understanding, of course, are both important, but they serve different purposes. Memorization is about keeping information available in your memory, but understanding is about how and why things work. Try out the techniques we've discussed and see which ones help you the most. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've learned something from it. Good luck and goodbye.